as a professional, you are a professional.
I was, yeah. I don't think anyone's a professional anymore since COVID. Oh, not a second, since the virus.
But as a professional, did you get fed up of doing the same stuff, or did you know? But you have to do the same stuff for it to be good.
Yeah, it's weird because I did and I didn't. I just kind of, it's like any other job. You just sort of like, you know your job. You turn up, you do this, you do that kind of thing. So what was nice was knowing exactly what I was going to do. I had a cabaret act and I had a close-up act. So I liked the fact that sort of like you turn up and I knew exactly what I was going to do. So I could just turn up and not have to think about it, and then I could just work on engaging with the people. So I could do it without even looking kind of a thing. So when I went onto a stage, I could be thinking about the lights, I could be thinking about, I need to hand a business card out to that person later, the music's a bit loud, I'll do this trick next.
Sure.
So because I knew it so well, I could not think about it. So it was lovely, so then I could pay attention to the moment.
And that helped with nerves and that sort of stuff, I guess.
Yeah, because I wasn't nervous. If you book to do something whereby they say, there's going to be like 45 people in a room and we need you to do 10 minutes, and you turn up and there's like 5 people in the room and they want you for 3 hours. So it's completely different. So one of the things I got to doing is putting it all into a case, so that all the stuff in the case I could either do standing up to the room or I could do close-up magic. And I've kind of had an act whereby it could be a close-up show for 45 minutes or it could be a stage show for 45 minutes. I kind of had props like the Professor's Nightmare or something like that, which could be done easily close-up.
What's that one?
Professor's Nightmare, 3 ropes, go different lengths and go to the same length. And I had a whole like routine with that. So it's something I could do close up, or I could do to the room, I could do it to music, or I had patted to it. So I had like one trick and there were many different varieties with it. And that's the great thing with like a pack of cards. You can have a pack of cards and do a nice close up trick, or if you're going to make it bigger to the room, you can do that. But just knowing your act without having to think about it just gives you so much confidence, because when you're doing something like a new trick or something, you're so busy thinking about what it is that you're doing that you're not actually paying attention to how it's coming across.
But that still made you fall out of love with magic, because it was the same stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't so much that it was the same stuff. I think it's just, I added it up. I did it for like 25 years, so it's like a quarter of a century. So it's sort of like you're going to get bored of anything after a while, unless you really enjoy it. And I just got, and I think the things that got me interested in magic were more kind of like what I wanted when I was younger, and I don't need them so much when I'm older. And I think that's the thing as well. I think if you get into magic, you might just want to show off to get a bit of attention, or you might just want to do it to like impress somebody, or you might want to make some money, and it's like a good way of making money. It's a good career thing to do like that. So there's different reasons as to why people get into magic at different ages that they get into it. So if it's a trick just to show your grandchild to see them smile, that's different to if you're going to be booked by Sony to go across the world and do a corporate gig. Do you know what I mean? I think it's like the same with music or anything. It's sort of like there's different levels for depending on where you're at, but you can get so much out of it depending on what you want from it. So it's more about what you want out of it than it is about what it has to provide, because magic has a huge capacity, because you can perform it in anywhere around the world and people understand what magic is. You don't have to speak any language, and it's sort of like it can be done small, it can be done large. And it's sort of like, and you don't need a huge budget to just get started, and you don't even need to be that skillful. So it has a huge capacity to invite people in to do something and to know a trick. It's like if you knew how to play a song, or if it's like a party trick. It's like, it's just one of those things that people like to be able to have.
I guess you get invited to do gigs, but if you're just performing for people at tables, is it? Or whatever it is.
It's word of mouth. I think it's the biggest thing, and I was actually doing a bit on this the other day. I think that, because you've got all this online stuff now as well, so it's easier, because again, at the time, there was no internet and stuff, so it had to be word of mouth, because no one had their own TV show. It was like 4 channels, then there was 5 on the TV, and then you got Sky and all that kind of stuff. But really, to get magic on TV, there's very little magic on TV to be able to watch, and even to get an opportunity. Whereas now you can set up, like, have your own channel, and and not just for your own country like the BBC do. It's like to the whole world you can broadcast, and it's sort of like, it's amazing now the technology that's allowed to facilitate being able to have a stage to perform on in front of the world. So it's so in answer to your question, it's kind of changed a lot. So the way I used to do it was just word of mouth, because there wasn't the scope and the impact to be able to be seen. But now it was like handing business cards out, whereas now you just do like a Facebook what's it called, advertisement or something like that. So because everything's gone digital, it's a completely different way of doing things.
How did you fall back in love with magic then? What was? She said you hated it.
Yeah, well, I liked it, and then I didn't like it, and then I liked it again, and now I kind of like I'm indifferent to it. I don't mind it. I prefer. This is why.
Hence the Magic Channel.
Hence the Magic Channel. Yeah. Well, the reason why the Magic Channel is the way it is because I'm more interested in what the audience think, and the whole idea with magic from interviewing people on this channel seems to be the element of surprise and the anticipation, and sort of like that sort of like not knowing what's going to happen. But with normal people, it seems to be more, they base it more on the trick itself, sort of like, oh wow, did that fool me or not, or was that really good or not? Do you know what I mean? They don't mind so much who the performer is, and that's why they can watch loads of magicians on like Britain's Got Talent or America's Got Talent, and they're judging it more on how well the trick is presented as opposed to the personality of the performer. Because as a magician, you already know how the trick's done, so you're more interested in the personality. Like, do I want to watch this person because I know the trick? And then but the normal lay audience seem to be, they base it more on the presentation of the effect as opposed to who the performer is. They just go, oh, he was good, and they wouldn't even know his name. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and you'll be notified of our latest videos.